Hi, I'm Savannah Payne, and today I am discussing Chapter 10 Designing Instructional Coach. Our learning objective today is to learn coaching as a way to assist teachers improving their performance, the theoretical foundations and the partnership approach, and then also the universal design principles for instructional coaching. The theoretical foundation is switching from training by leadership to instructional coaching for this particular reason. When you have the evaluator or somebody that is rating or ranking a teacher, and they go in the room and they begin to give them instructions or tell them what they could do better, then they automatically feel like they're not doing enough or that they're bad, and then they will give up and not try and not become invested in the feedback that the leader is trying to give them. Whereas an instructional coach is not the evaluator, they are more of a helper, so to say, and their role is to make sure that the teacher knows the content focus, that they know that they're going to be have opportunities to observe themselves and other teachers and provide feedback, that there's some coherence there where the teacher has a goal and the instructional coach is helping the teacher get to that goal. And then also, the instructional coach should be helping the teacher hone in or fine tune their skills that they are learning in professional development. And they're also going to be doing a lot of reflecting. So, in the partnership role, the partnership approach has six main concepts that have to be given or provided to be effective. So, the first one is in the instructional coach teacher, their partnership, there has to be some equality. And everybody's opinion matters. Everyone counts. Everybody is professionals. Everybody has an education. They're all learning and they're all trying to adapt and learn new things. And with that being said, the instructional coach and the teacher, they have to lay out all their options and each be able to make their own choice about something. And so if the instructional coach is like, well, what would you like to do? Let's try this, this, and this. So maybe the instructional coach hones it down and then the teacher chooses from there. And it helps make the idea more teacher centered and there'll be more ownership. And with the dialogue that comes in these conversations, and the PLC, the professional learning communities, and stuff like that, everybody should be talking with one another so that you're learning from each other. Everybody has some sort of experience that they had either as a student growing up or, sometime throughout their career. Praxis is creating a meaningful experience. And so when teachers are able to take content or an idea and change it to make it their own idea or put their own spin on it, there will be a deeper level of ownership there. And more often than not, you are going to see the results that you are looking for. And everybody gets a voice. If if one person dominates the conversation, then they are only hearing what they already know. So it's important that everybody speaks and everybody takes a turn and everybody listens. And reciprocity. That's where they reciprocate. Everybody should be growing and learning. The coach should be growing and learning new ways to analyze data and to help the teacher and to learn how to help them with the instructional practices. And then the teacher should also be learning and fine tuning the skills like we're going to do this. We're going to try it again. We're going to do it again. And so everybody is growing and learning in the instructional coaching role. And so this is the universal design for instructional coaching. I have linked here on the bottom some uh, information or a website that will lead you to the universal design for learners here. And this is really kind of cool. There's a lot of information with different modules. You can see there's videos, there's slideshows, there's diagrams, there's links to handouts. And then there's also some more modules, UDL modules for the coaching guide that's provided here. And these are recommended for with the TEA. So the book outlines some key principles here for universal design, principles for instructional coaching. And of course, it's setting observations and goals. So teachers will need to be observed and they will need to possibly observe other teachers. Sometimes this could be uncomfortable. And again, you have to be very careful as instructional coaches not to go in with a checklist as an evaluator. And so sometimes you might even try asking the teacher to record themselves and just providing them a reflection sheet so that they can then decide what kind of things that they need to work on or see what everybody else is seeing and then progress to a goal for the future. And then with the high level practices, these were mentioned earlier with content planning, formative assessment, instructional practices, the community building. The community building is extremely important. It is really important for instructional coaches to gain the trust of the teachers and to have a positive setting so that teachers will depend on the coaches to help them or they'll rely on them or they'll go to them and know that they're worthy of asking them for help or that when they ask for help they are going to receive it. And so it's just really important. Just as teachers need to have students trust, they don't care what you know until they know how much you care. Explicit explanations. So, with anything, directions are going to be very, very important. And you have to make it simple and easy for teachers, not too over detailed. So, and then the modeling can happen to try and show that explanation. So, even as you're walking around, you can walk with the teacher and be in the classroom with the teacher and just lean over and whisper, "Hey, I'm seeing this, this, and this. Would you like to try?" And that's where the explicit instructions come in. Say 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me, or whatever it is that you're trying to coach and hone to make the lesson go smoother. Deliberate practice and progress towards the goal. So, with anything, you're going to have to continue to practice and hold each other accountability. Your instructional coach should be your teacher's accountability partner. If you say, I'm going to do it on these dates, then the instructional coach's job is to be there on those dates or at least follow up and say, hey, today was the day you said you were going to do this. How did it go? And then, of course, the reflection piece. It's going to be important to have goals, to write goals, to submit goals somewhere. That way that you're always moving forward. There are a few implementation issues that were noted in the book, but again, I think that this book is a bit dated, and so these issues, yeah, could are not the same as they were, but they could be still. So, if a district is just now starting with instructional coaches, then there could be an issue with an undefined role or nobody knows what an instructional coach is. They don't know what they do. They don't know how they're supposed to behave. They don't know what why are they doing this? And so until you get the feel of that or understand what it is that they're supposed to be doing or what that looks and sounds like, then there could be some undefined issues there. And again, that there could be tension, because if a coach goes in and acts as an evaluator, an AP, or a dictator, then the trust is not there, and then the teacher will back off and they're going to be less receptive. So, it some a lack of a coaching model. I did find another article here that I have attached for you. It is Capacity Building for District Reform. This was 40 pages. It was a good read. It was positive. It well defined the roles and even provided examples and ideas of what an instructional coach should be doing or what that looks like. Um, when the book that we're discussing now was written, it was not clear. There was not quantitative data to support that. And then also, they weren't sure because the instructional coaching cost is 6 to 12 times more than shortened workshops. But I found not one, but two articles that talked about the cost effectiveness. And this article on top discussed that instructional coaches actually cut the cost of PD down because oftentimes PD is too broad when you send teachers to it, and or they don't have enough practice. And so then again, you could use your instructional coaches as high quality professional development on a one-on-one basis to help the teachers. So in conclusion, schools benefit significantly from instructional coaches because they work with instructors to identify effective methods of teaching to reach more children, and they build a sense of community, development, instruction, informative assessment, and they just fine tune the skills. Thank you.